is the head coach of the New England Patriots. Joins us right now. Hello, Jerod Mayo.
Good morning.
How was
Did you guys not want to come in this morning, or you still in your bye week?
Well, listen, there was some news with regard to Juan Soto, and the news was not good for the Red Sox. And so we decided that we would head here. It's a bye week, and we wanted to give you the chance to get right to work and get us done with early because we know you got a lot.
Hey, how thoughtful of you guys.
I mean, the real reason, Jerod, is that Greg had a 5K on Saturday and he can barely move.
Yeah, I can't move at all. I cannot move at all.
Good.
Did you get to sit down and watch any football yesterday?
I did, and took an opportunity this week, during the bye to watch us, just over the course of the season and things that we just have to continue to get better at and really focus on the last quarter of the season and try to get the 1-0 this week.
Jerod, I know that you probably say there's a bunch of areas that you got to get better at, but what's the one area that you feel like from having the bye week that you really got to focus on moving forward?
Turnovers. Turnovers will make everything that much better, protecting the football offensively and defensively, going out there and getting the ball. So I think right now we're -6. We just got to do a better job there.
Jerod,
it was interesting. It was interesting, like watching those games yesterday too. And I'm sure you guys watch a lot of football and just the situations that come up. And it was just interesting just to see the different philosophies too. So it was good to be able to sit down and watch some football.
Jerod, you sat down with Tommy Curran last week for a discussion about the season, where you're at, and you've said that year 1 to year 2 as a player was the biggest jump, and as a coach, you're looking forward for year 1 to year 2. I'm curious, what's one thing that you most want to improve on as you enter your second year and finish up your first?
Well, I think the first thing is just wins and losses. It all comes down to wins and losses. And what I will say is, I got to continue to grow, but we're going to grow together as a team. And that's really been my main focus, and just look forward to the opportunity to get better.
You know that you signed up for this, so you know that there's speculation left and right about all this stuff. Has Robert told you that you're back again next year?
My main focus has just been really getting this team ready to play this week.
This week? Sorry, we lost you.
Yeah, you got me?
Yeah, we got you. So just getting the guys ready.
This is why we should do it. This is why we should do it in person.
Yes, well, because then I could really grill you on this. So, he has not told you, or has told you that you're back next year.
No, I'm not going to get into all of that stuff. Look, here I go again, dancing a little bit. But look, my focus is on the guys in this room, the coaches on this staff, and winning this game that we have coming up.
And you spoke, and going back to that conversation, that you told Tom that you and Robert and Jonathan debrief after games. Could you walk me through just sort of, I know you're not going to get into the details of those conversations, but what kinds of things do you discuss? Do you go into specific game, like play calls, or what are those conversations like?
Well, I would say first, well, yes, they are the owners of the team, but they're also huge fans of football and huge fans of the Patriots. So they have just the normal questions that I'm sure you guys talk about, or fans talk about.
Jerod, when you look at this team, you're able to sit back, like you said, and get a better view and watch the rest of the league. And where do you think you are as far as like making the postseason next year? Like what areas do you feel like, or players, or like what's your need, or how far away are you? I guess that's the biggest thing, to be able to sit and look and see and say, okay, we're not that far off.
When you talk about when you have the opportunity to kind of watch games yesterday and you see all the one-score games around the league, like that's what it is. And the reality of the situation is that we've been in 7 of those and haven't been able to really close them out. And so that's just something that, if we can just do that, and if we can just win the turnover battle, we'll be in a much better place.
I know you may have seen the news, but Bill Belichick is interviewed with the North Carolina Tar Heels. Do you ever envision seeing Bill Belichick coaching college football, especially being as close to Don Shula as he is today?
He's a great coach, and to me, it doesn't matter if you're a young man or a 10-year vet in the league. Like, he's a great teacher, and I wish him nothing but the best. It doesn't really matter what level. I think he'll be successful.
I'm not sure if you dealt with this in your NFL career, but I know I have.
Wiggy, how would it feel though if you had a legendary coach walk into your living room back when you were a 3-star recruit in high school? How would you feel about that?
I think for me, I would be super excited because I would be like, oh, this guy could help me get to the NFL. But that would be my thought process.
I agree.
Right.
I agree, and what I will say is I tried to send the shot with the 3 stars, but you didn't catch that joke.
No. I listen. I was gonna leave it right there because I had 0 stars when I was coming out of high school, so I was gonna leave it at the 3 stars. Believe me, I'll take 3. I had 0, but when you start to look. And I think when you start to kind of evaluate everything, damn, Jerod, the 3 stars thing just threw me off when I was getting ready. To say to you. So, oh damn.
Wait, you forgot your question?
Yeah, I had a good question.
Oh man,
how does that happen?
Because the 3 stars
disappear.
Yeah, no, the 3 stars, and then you kind of had me going in another direction. Oh, here it was. I'm so sorry.
Here we go. Yeah.
I had started by saying I don't know if this is something that ever happened to you in your career, but I had dealt with it. What's the 4 games left? You're out of the playoffs. What's the message to make sure guys are still competing and not basically checked out and just looking towards the end of the year?
Yeah, every single year is unique as far as the team and as far as the culture and all that stuff. What I will say is, over the last few weeks, I think you've still seen the guys fighting, going out there, competing on each and every snap and trying to win a football game. And so that's my expectation. I know that's the expectation that the guys put on each other, is to go out here, practice hard today, get a good week of practice, and then go out there and try to win a ball game.
Bye week, I know it's kind of not a specific game to react to, so I'm just curious at this stage, what has been the toughest part of your job that maybe you didn't expect, and what is the part of your job you've most enjoyed in your first season as a head coach?
Yeah, I'll start with the enjoyed, and it's that, every day is different, and just the opportunity to go out on the field with a group of guys, players and coaches and staff, and try to get everyone swinging or pulling in the same direction. That's been it's been great. And again, I wake up every morning feeling blessed to even come in here and have that opportunity. On the other end of the spectrum, I'll pull a Wiggy. What was the other end of the spectrum?
Was the
worst part.
The worst part of it.
Yeah,
it's probably.
I wouldn't say
this interview. Is it this interview?
No, in all seriousness, look, I don't feel like there is a worst part. I'm sure people are like, well, he's full of it. No, when I took this job, I understood what it entailed. And to me, there is no worst part, especially when I'm inside this building.
Shime never gets to ask a question. You haven't met Shime yet. He's always here running things while we're out there. Shime, you got a question?
Yeah.
I know exactly. I know who it is.
Yeah. I appreciate you, Jerod. So I do have a question for you. So one of the biggest things I've noticed this season, and at least it feels to me like there at times offensively, you guys sometimes lack aggression, in my opinion. I feel like, and I've seen you utilize it during the game, like you 0 blitz Matt Stafford. So I know it's there, and yet sometimes I feel like there's a passiveness to the offense that I don't particularly love. Is that designed, or is that just kind of case-by-case basis? I was curious your thoughts.
Yeah, it's definitely a case-by-case basis. I would also say, I've heard, go for it on 4th and 5 here, go for it on 4th and 6. All those things sound good as long as you pick it up. And so when we even go back to the one-score games, the way that we're playing, I believe is the right way to play. In saying that, look, we need to win more football games, and it is a game plan element to it.
Jerod, you had talked about, just things that you can change and what you're doing. And, as a rookie, when you come into this league as a player, you kind of know oh, I can be successful at this level. Do you feel the same way when it comes to you as a head coach? Do you believe that you can be successful?
100%. I know I'll be successful 100%. And look, you're going to go through these trying times. That's what it is. And the mark of a true leader is being able to navigate this and knowing that you're going the right way. And I truly believe that we are going the right way. In the short term, it may be disappointing, but in the long term, we're doing it the right way.
All right, Jerod Mayo. Go ahead, Curtis.
I was just going to say, watching the games yesterday, it was clear to me, I know you're not going to say this, that the talent gap is massive when I watch the Bills offense, when I see some of these successful teams, and I see what Drake May has to work with. Are you confident that this team will be in a much different position in terms of the roster as we get ready for year 2 of your tenure as head coach?
We'll 100% be a better football team next year.
All right, Curtis, that was the Hellman's Mayo question of the week from Chris Curtis.
Ooh,
you can purchase Hellman's at your local Walmart or grocery store to add extra deliciousness and creamy flavor to your game day dishes this football season. Give it 3 stars. Do you give Hellman's 3 stars, Coach?
No, 5 stars. Hellman's 5 stars.
5-star recruit.
5 stars. All right. All right, Jerod Mayo. We will see you down there in person on Monday. All right.
Sounds good, fellas. See you guys.
All right. That is Jerod Mayo on a Mayo Monday.